Hello, I am going to demonstrate how to do the ornaments for our class Christmas tree. So the theme for this year is Dreaming of a White Christmas, and I want to share with you some examples of some ornaments that we've done in the past. Nomi and I have done in the past that follow that theme. So let me first share with you. So here we've got a snowman, one of a starry night with snowflakes, another snowman. You'll notice snowman was a big theme. Another snowman, another snowman. We have an angel with snowflakes behind her. A star with snowflakes. We got a snowman with snowflakes. And then this is one that I did, which has a bunny rabbit with snow and a Christmas tree. So for the class, to create unity, each ornament is going to be painted in blue and white. And you will be receiving one ornament that you get to paint in blue and white, following the classroom theme of Dreaming of a White Christmas. And then on the back side, you will get to paint whatever Christmas design you want. You will be given a plastic plate that will have white paint, and then, of course, some blue paint, which I'm going to squeeze out right now. There we go. That's the blue white paint I'm going to use. One thing I want to say is that if you don't think you're going to use a color, don't squeeze it out. If you, for example, this paint is now going to go out and dry. I can't put it back into my pot. So let's also be conservative with our color. I over squeezed the blue. So that tells me I created this entire ornament with probably a small portion of the blue I squeezed out, and also a small portion of the white I squeezed out. So when you're squeezing out your paint, make sure that you're also putting little small dollops, and start with the size of a pea and then work up and ask for more paint if you need it. And all paint has a name on it. So for example, I used, this is PHTALO blue, and I pronounce it phthalo blue. The PH is silent. And then I also have a color that says it's Viridian. So VIRIDIAN. So that way, if you need to come back and get more paint, you write down on your sheet, this is the kind of like your drop cloth to protect your desk. Write down what colors you decide to squeeze out and what colors you're using. So that way, if you do run out of the paint that you've squeezed out, you know which colors to get and refill with. Okay, you will have a jar of water to share with your classmates, and one ornament. And you'll have a couple of brushes to choose from. And these are just craft brushes. And I want to show you how we're going to do this. So first of all, before you start painting on your paper, you'll probably want to practice the design of what you want to create. And you can easily trace, and you can create two, one for the independent theme and one for the second theme. And you'll see that some pencil mark got onto it. That's okay, because we're gonna paint the ornaments white with a white background. But I find that taking an idea and going with it is very helpful. And I'm going to actually I'm going to make a snowflake. So my idea is I'm going to just create a snowflake that kind of fills up the page like that. And then I'm going to probably make some geometric shapes, something like that. Let's see. So big here, another big there. So that's probably going to be my design. But if I wanted to do something like, say, one of a snowman or an angel, I would draw it out however I want to. And you can also, like, for example, you see how these ornaments all have a circle that first is around, you have the ability also, we can provide a circle that we can trace from. The inside of a roll of tape is a really good tracing circle. So like, for example, I can kind of center it, and then that becomes my circle that then my design can go into. So if I wanted to, I can make, let's do a snowman, and we're going to make him a jolly snowman. So we're going to 3 heads, a hat. Let's make a nose, one eye, and a smile. And then since a 3-dimension, like he's looking that way and we see part of him. So there's an overlap of, and you can do the same thing. And then there we go. Maybe I'll demonstrate the snowman because it's pretty simple to create your own snowflake, but that might be a one to do. So let me show you what we do step by step. So step 1 is we first need to paint our ornament white. And you want a layer of white paint on this because it creates a protective layer on the ornament. And you want to try, and acrylic paint dries really fast. So luckily, hopefully you won't get too much on your hands. You might get a little. And one of the ways to make sure that your acrylic paint dries fast is to make sure that you apply it thinly. Don't apply it really fat. So like, what would be a fat? Like, so like that versus you have a little bit and then you rub and make sure that you thinly apply. Do you see how quickly it's already drying? You want to try to make it even. So now I got to move over to a side. It's still a little bit wet, so I am getting a little bit of paint on my hands. It's okay. You can wash your hands after. It dries really fast, which is wonderful because that's what we want. We want it to dry really fast. And if you wanted to, you could hold off on painting the edges. Actually, that's probably what I should have done. But I started, so I might as well finish. So I'm covering up the pencil marks from when I made my tracing line. So one thing I want to point out about brush care. First of all, I see how I've got a little bit of brush. So you're going to have 2 to 3 cloths next to you. And one will be for drying off your brush, and one is for getting rid of extra paint on your brush. And you take it and you squeeze, and you'll have extra paint on your brush. And then you go in and you rinse out your brush. You don't want any paint left on it, and you don't leave your brush in the water. That will ruin your brush faster than fast, essentially. And then you rub the brush against the edge of your container. That gets rid of extra water drops. But then you want to actually use your clean or paper towel to dry off the brush. And okay, it's pretty much dry. So that's perfect. So if I wanted to, I can create, why don't I do that right now? So that looks pretty even. So then I hold it, flip it over, and then I'm going to take a pencil, and there's my line right there. So now you'll notice that the paint is a little bit thick when it comes out of the container. You're going to want to use some of your water. And this is also why you wipe off as much paint on a rag, is because you're going to use some water to thin down the paint some. Because the thinner the paint is, the easier it is to handle. And now I'm going to start painting. And I'm going to follow that line. Okay, and so now I have this drawing that I want to do. So I've got snow, and snow. And then I know, okay, so I made that a little bit too big maybe. So I want to make sure that I have enough room for my hat. So there we go. So I'm going to start with the hat. And then the head, I'm going to make the head big. Dot, dot, big nose. And I don't know if, there we go. I can get a smile in. And then I've got another body. And you'll notice to make that circle, I'm not going, that always makes a more difficult circle. If you go half a circle, you usually can get a circle completed the way you want better. And so then I'm going to another circle here. We'll put there. And then I'm going to make the stick. He's waving at us. There we go. Okay, so he's pretty much dry. So, but I can leave it like that, but I kind of want to make it feel like he's dreaming of a white Christmas and there's snow. So I'm going to put little tiny dots for snow. And, you know, if I want to, I can even take a little bit of white and make a lighter blue. Right there. I need it to go a little bit thinner. So I added a little bit of water. Yeah, I think I went little. Yeah, there we go. Those are better. So I'm going to paint over the ones that I've already done. Okay, so there we go. Now I love painting patterns. So I'm probably also going to I'm going to add a little bit more just fun pattern in my snow too. Why not? And then you don't have to. There we go. So now I need to wash my brush. I'm going to squeeze it out first, and then I rinse it as much as I can. And if I want to leave it as is, it's done. And I think it's a fantastic ornament. And then you would let it dry. And the blue, looks like the blue is going to need to dry a little bit longer. But when you're done with it, then you have the opportunity to paint this side and create whatever theme you want on that side. I'm going to leave it as is. And I think I'm going to I like pattern. So I'm going to actually create some pattern. And you also, you can, for painting, if it's easier to make it upside down, to get to an area, turn your ornament upside down. There's no need to make it hard for you in your wrists or whatever. There we go. There is the ornament. Again, my brush has paint on it. I'm wiping it down and then I'm washing it. Don't leave brushes in the container. And then when it's done, dry it off and you're ready to go. Thank you so much. And I am looking so forward to working with you guys in class on making our Christmas ornaments.